All right, welcome back to I guess it's a mini pod because these things last more than a couple 9 minutes or whatever. But I guess this is a weird intro. But let's get into it. It's day 22 of the NBA playoffs. And let's just get into it. So Raptors Celtics. Now the first quarter was disastrous for both teams. Although both 21 points from each team, Toronto had 21 and Boston had 25 at the end of the first. Both teams shot horrible from the floor. The Celtics, they shot 30%, and that means 35% from three, which means they shot 33% from two, which is not good. Now let's go to the Raptors side. They shot even worse. They shot 30.4 from the whole field, 22.2 from the three-point arc, and from the two-point arc, they shot a little better, 35%. Now, these three-point struggles would not go as much longer for the Raptors or the Celtics, but one thing of note, that Pascal Siakam, he's just not out of a good series overall. He had a good, a game 4 or game 5, but yeah, he just has not had a good series overall. He was 5 of 19, 0 of 5 from 3, and only had 12 points, but he did have 8 rebounds and 6 assists and 2 steals. Now, let's get into some positive things to the Raptors. Serge Ibaka continues to be very strong in this series with a solid 13 points tonight on 5 of 9 shooting and 3 of 5 from 3. Norman Powell, he was very good for them tonight, and he was very key in overtime. In both overtimes, he made some clutch plays. He was 6-11 from the floor, 3 of 6, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, and had 23 points. Kyle Lowry, he was very good tonight. He had 12 of 20, and he was 6 of 10 and 3 of 4, and had 33 points. Now, although Fred VanVleet had 21 points, it took him 22 shots to get there, including a 3 of 13 from 3. And that's not really what you want. He kind of took a lot of too many shots tonight. I guess more, I don't know, it's more of an adjustment. I guess it just took many shots tonight. I think he'll just, take less shots in the next game. Now let's get into the shooting stats for the Raptors tonight. They rebounded from a tough first quarter to score 27 in the second quarter, 33 in the third quarter, and 17 in overtime. It was a rough fourth quarter for them, and they would score 27 in both overtimes. And now some shooting stats. 43.6% from the field. They would go from 22% in the first quarter to 40.4% from 3 overall. Pretty good. They didn't make 72% of their free throws tonight, which was pretty huge. Now let's get over the Celtics side. Now Tatum, Smart, and Brown carry them tonight. Unfortunately, Tatum, he was 2 of 11 from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3 at 5 points. He did not make a bucket until, I guess, the beginning minutes of the third, and that was kind of huge for them. But Brown and Smart, Smart, and Tatum, they kept him in this game, and that was very huge for them. And someone I think that was really clutch in both overtimes was Daniel Theis. Now, a lot of times, they would just get the ball to him in the paint, and he would score. And that was huge for them. And, that's kind of what kept him in the game down the stretch. And I think I want to go now to the second overtime. It really looked like the Celtics were going to win this one. It kind of looked like the Raptors had run out of energy. And then the Raptors pulled out. They ruled that last 2 minutes of crunch time. I forget what the stat was, but they just controlled that whole last 2 minutes. Before I go on to Clippers Nuggets, because let me get into what the sense of the game was. Raptors led for the beginning of the game, and the Celtics they controlled till the middle of the third, where the Raptors took over. And then it was basically tied until the fourth, where nobody would take a lead over 5 in the fourth quarter. And in overtime, the same thing in overtime, both overtimes, no team would take a lead of 15. Now, in one overtime, both teams only scored 8 points. And you can tell both of them were tired, and tired usually comes on defense. Usually able to perform on offense a little better before you're able to perform on defense. And in the second overtime, the Raptors scored 19 points, and the Celtics scored 16 points. Now let's get into Clippers Nuggets. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. This game was a blowout from the beginning. The Nuggets kind of kept it close at halftime, but then, there was a stat where like the Clippers scored like a 10-0 run, or sorry, where it actually is the Clippers scored 25 points or something like that, and the Nuggets scored something like 0, I'm pretty sure, something close to that in the third quarter, and that's kind of where the Clippers just kind of took over. The Nuggets made a little bit of a run towards the end. They're only down by 7 with like a minute left, which is not impossible to come out of a lead of. But yeah, this game was over from the beginning. I mean, there were no lead changes, and it was only tied once. Let's get in some stats for you. The Nuggets, they did not shoot well from the floor tonight. They shot 38.8% from the floor, 33.3% from three, and they shot 84.6% from the free throw line. Jamal Murray, he did not shoot well from the floor tonight. He shot 6 of 15 with 18 points. He made a lot of his buckets. He did not shoot well in the first. He kind of rebounded and had a nice overall game. I wouldn't say nice overall game. I would say a little better overall game. Nikola Jokic was kind of like the shining star for the Nuggets tonight in a rather otherwise not exciting game for them. He was 11-23 from the floor. He didn't shoot that great, 2 of 7 from 3, but he had 26 points. And 11 rebounds and 6 assists. Now let's get into the Clippers. This was a really dominant performance by the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard, he was 10 of 24 with the floor with 30 points. He had 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and 4 steals and 2 blocks. Montrezl Harrell, he came off the bench. He had 6 of 10. He was 3 of 5 from the free throw line, had 2 rebounds and 15 points. Now, one kind of I guess not encouraging sign for the Clippers was Paul George did not shoot well. He did not play well tonight. He almost fouled out in this game. He was 4 of 10 from the field and had only 10 points. And, he had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal, which is not horrible. Also, he had 4 turnovers, which is, you don't really want to see that. He somehow still ended up with a +6 on the plus-minus scale. I don't know how that happened. I don't really think he played well in this game. But, hopefully it's like a one-game thing and it's not a huge thing. But that's really all I got today. This game was kind of non-competitive from the beginning. And yeah, subscribe, like and subscribe, and check out other videos.